Dear friends, good morning. Today we are going to talk about Saturn in Aquarius. So Saturn has just transitioned Aquarius on 28th April, and he will retrograde on June 5th, and from June 5th to October 23rd he'll be in retro, and after that he'll completely move to Aquarius. So Saturn will be there in this sign for around 2.5 years. So now we are going to see the results of Saturn in Aquarius sign for all the moon signs and ascendants. So as a general principle at a Mundan level, considering from this Kalapurusha Aries, so Saturn is transiting the 11th house, which is house of fulfillment of desires, gains, social networking, striving for bigger cause, giving out, entrepreneurship, and elder siblings, vehicles, properties. So all these are seen from 11th house. So irrespective of ascendant and moon signs, this transit is going to be give very good results for everyone, provided they put proper effort in fulfilling their aspirations. So there was a saying in astrology, one of the astrology bibles, that Kumbe Durlabhe Shani. So it is almost impossible for one to have Saturn in Aquarius. So it's a kind of a special energy, special setting in an individual chart. If Saturn is in Aquarius, so there is a strong indication, a special indication, because Saturn is an Aries planet and Aquarius is a pure Aries sign. So it's something like, the beginning of this particular transit is kind of windy in nature. So it's like let's say there is a ghat road, and the climate is a kind of windy, and all of a sudden a vehicle with 100 kilometer speed comes, and just thrashes everyone with dust. So this is a kind of signal Saturn is going to show in Aquarius in the initial times because of its airy nature. So however Saturn really works well in this sign, and he's the only planet energy that could actually balance the windy nature of Aries sign. Because wherever Saturn is there, he takes long time to observe that sign, to assess that sign, and patiently give results based on the efforts put by an individual. Saturn brings structure, discipline in a sign of ever-changing volatility. So coming to individual signs, moon signs and ascendants, for Aries, Saturn is 10th Lord and 11th Lord. So this is a very good time for them. So they'll be recognized at their work. They may get promoted during this time. They see salary rise, bonus, outstanding recognition, and people who are in business, they also see great heights during this time. And these people, they see happiness from their elder siblings, and auspicious ceremonies at home, and they may purchase vehicles, assets during this time. For people who are not married, this is a good time to get married. And for students, this is a very good position to secure top score in competitive exams. So the 10th and 11th Lord sitting in 11th house. So whatever be the effort these people strive for the last 2.5 years, they are going to see the results during this transit. And Saturn aspects their sign with the third aspect, and this Aries is a debilitated sign for Saturn. So because their expectation is high, so they may not be completely satisfied with the results of Saturn 11th house during this transit. But however, they see positive results. They achieve name and fame. They are very socializing. They maintain bigger networks. They receive help, favors from friends. So this is all for Aries moon sign and ascendant people. For Taurus, Saturn is a Rajayoga Karaka. For Taurus ascendant, Taurus moon sign, because Saturn owns one Kendra and one Kona. So the 9th and 10th Lord getting into 10th house. So this is the time they can look forward for a stable career, and at the same time they may see some kind of ups and downs. And for people unemployed, this is a very good time. People who are facing legal issues, litigations, chances are high, they'll be settled down. And also Saturn brings some kind of structure and discipline in their life, because 9th house talks about dharma, the ethics. The 10th house is actions. So this is the time they have to translate their thoughts into proper actions. Then they'll see very good results. Coming to Gemini, Saturn owns 2 houses, 8th Lord and 9th Lord, and is sitting in the 9th house. So 8th Lord is marital life, marital bliss, longevity, inheritance, joint assets, accidents, all of sudden changes, transformation. 9th house is father, guru, higher learning, long distance travels. So all these areas will be in limelight. Saturn will influence all these areas for Gemini, moon sign, ascendant people. So still they carry certain fear in their life, because they just passed this Ashtama Sani, and now the Saturn entered their 9th house. So if the Saturn is not benefic in their chart, so Saturn may block their fortune. So these people struggle to move forward. If Saturn is a benefic, so through long distance travel, father, guru, some guidance, they start new life. So their career is going to see some significant changes during this time. And coming to Cancer, so Saturn is 7th and 8th Lord sitting in 8th house, so forming Ashtama Sani. So the 8th Lord sitting in 8th house is one Viparit Raja Yoga. Of course, but some negative results are seen during this transit. The health of partner, spouse may not be satisfactory during this time. So marital life, goes ups and downs at testing times. And these people, they need to be very careful when they deal with others' assets, joint assets. This is the time their inherited properties may be disposed, and they gain through inheritance. Coming to Leo, the 6th Lord sitting in 7th house, and also Saturn is the 7th Lord. So some challenges for people who are in marital life. So they may need to go through some conditions, restrictions, because their partner becomes kind of very conditional. It could be business partner or spouse. 6th Lord getting into 7th house, the partner becomes enemy, and they have to be very careful in dealing with their partners. And people who are not married, this may not be a right time for them. At least the Jupiter has to occupy Aries sign for them to look forward for auspicious things to happen in their life. So people who are employed like who are in business, they start new ventures, they may go for new contracts. The client for which they are working, they become bit tough, and they see some changes, job change, location change. Coming to Virgo, yes, this is Saturn will definitely give very good results, because Saturn in 6th house, 5th lord and 6th lord sitting in 6th house. Outstanding recognition at work, satisfactory with respect to career growth, they receive award, reward for the hard work they put in. And these people, they are very well positioned, very strongly positioned to fight against odds, enemies, and they maintain stable and good health, and they may gain through speculation also during this time. For Libra, Saturn is finally getting into their 5th house. So till few days back they were running this Ardhaashta Sani, and that is getting over now, one kind of relaxation for them. So 4th lord getting into 5th house in the same house. 4th house is for comforts, pleasures, vehicles, mother, learnings. So getting into 5th house, so 5th house is house of mind, intellect. So when Saturn gets into 5th house, Saturn creates some kind of fear, anxiety. These people, they are not well positioned to take decisions, because sometimes they think very pessimistic. So mother, house, and these are areas of concern for these people during this transit. So these people have to stay away from bad people. And for Scorpions, yes, Saturn is moving to 4th house, forming this Ardhaashta Sani. The 3rd lord and 4th lord sitting in 4th house. So mother, siblings, effort, will, vehicles, home, comforts, pleasures, learnings. These are the areas they are into limelight for these people. They feel irritated being at home. So for some reason they get into fights with their spouse. So lack of peace at home. They feel very relaxed when they move out of home. And they may see some burdens related to investments. So these people, they have to be careful during this time, do proper remedy for Saturn. For Sagittarius, there's again a good time, great time for them, because their Saturday is getting over, and Saturn transiting their 3rd house, which is very good. Through effort, these people see success in many walks of life. Career is promising. People who are unemployed, they find opportunities. People who are not married, is a good time to get married. For students, this is the time for them to put extra effort and see success in competitive exams. So overall for Sagittarius it is very good. For Capricorn, the Ascendant, Moon sign Lord and the 2nd Lord sitting in 2nd house. Home, family, bank balance, speech, money, food, self-expression, name, fame. These are the areas of limelight, areas of concern for these people. These people, they have to be very careful when it comes to dealing with investments, money related issues, because if they do any mistake, they end up with big loss during this time. For Aquarius, yes, the Ascendant, Moon sign Lord and the 12th Lord sitting in the Ascendant. So again, they are going through the 2nd phase of Saturday. So by now they have invested up most of their savings. They borrowed a lot of money from banks. Now they see some kind of stringency in financial matters, but still Jupiter in 2nd house will help them. Rahu in 3rd house will help them in finding the opportunities to make money through other means. But the initial time, it's a kind of turbulence time for them. They feel deserted, they feel alone, they feel depressed. So they disconnect with friends and all the family members. They choose to stay in isolation because of the pessimism Saturn brings, especially because the Saturn transiting their Lagna and Moon sign, it affects their mindset. It creates some kind of fear. And for Pisces, yes, they started Saturday Sati, the 7.5 years period. So these people, by this time, they have leveraged their investments and end up with little money. They struggle to make money through other means. Whatever they earn, that may not be sufficient, because the expenses always outweigh income during Saturday Sati. Enemies rise, the work environment is not satisfactory, job change, place change is expected, quarrels at home, no peace. So these people also have to do proper remedy so that the negative energies could be compressed. So friends, this is my analysis about Saturn in Aquarius for all the moon signs and ascendants. If you like the video, please click on the like button and also subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much.